What's up, guys? It is the captain of Team Babe, Cameron Brene, and you guys are watching O-Face Wrestling.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on O-Face Wrestling. This is your host JT, and for the third time I am joined by Miss Camron Brene. So thanks for joining us today, Cameron.
Thank you for inviting me again for the third time. It means I'm not that boring to you.
You have like the record most appearances on O-Face Wrestling. I think that's cool.
That was a goal.
You're gonna keep that?
I'm definitely gonna keep that.
And one thing I really want to do something special. Obviously, for everyone watching, I'm sure you've seen on the promotions, we are doing the Little Nitro Challenge. This is 900 times hotter than a jalapeno. So yeah, it's pretty hot.
Oh my God. It has a little dynamite in its hands. Did you even notice that?
No.
Yeah.
I see that. I never looked at it. It blends in.
Oh, that means it's dangerous.
I can't believe you even noticed that, because I never noticed that. I've had this thing on my stand for like a few weeks now.
Well, I mean, I gotta look at everything that's about it before I put it in my mouth.
Exactly. And just to let everyone know, we are saving this for the end of the video. It would just be weird trying to go through the interview and just talking and your mouth burning, like breathing all heavy and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna save that for the very end.
Perfect.
All right, so we're gonna first of all start off with just talking about like what you've been up to since the last time that I interviewed you. I think it was like around like February or March of last year. So like basically a year ago.
So like right before COVID, basically, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so nothing. It sucks. Like I can say nothing really because obviously COVID was a thing. But I mean, I've been training more, and then I've been learning new stuff. Like not saying I've stolen my friend's finishers, but he doesn't use it anymore. So I kind of like took it on because he doesn't use it. It's how would you call it? It's kind of like a ripcord neck breaker. So if you guys ever see that, no, it's my best friend, and I'm giving him props on this for Calvin Aldridge, so he knows that. But nothing really. I've kind of just been staying home, staying safe. I've been doing my kickboxing I normally do on the sidelines, kind of to keep my cardio, keep in shape. And then I moved. Yay, new place. I know you can't really tell, but my last two interviews, I wasn't in a room like this.
I remember you were in the kitchen most of the interview.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen, and then the one before that, I had sat you on like a couch, and I had sat on the floor like a plain background. So
yeah, I think the first interview, like the first half of it, you were at your work in the gym, and then I think the second half, because remember the video like cut off, we had to continue. That was embarrassing. I forgot what happened. Like how did it happen?
I don't know either. I just remember we had like a whole hour or something like that on, and then all of a sudden it cut out, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna go home then. So when we came back, it was like a whole nother area that I was in, so that was really cool. Yeah. But yeah, I finally have my own place. I'm an adult.
Yay! that is like the best feeling, not being with your parents anymore. You can do whatever you want, late night parties, whatever you do.
But it's weird because like I'm normally like a person that likes to talk to people. So being by myself, it's really weird to me because like I can't just go walk into a room and be like, hey, how's your day? Or what's going on? What food do you want? I'm just like gotta talk to myself or go sit outside and like people watch. So it's a little different, but I'm starting to enjoy it the more I do it because like, I can sleep whenever I want. I can eat whatever and whenever I want. So that's a benefit. I feel like I don't have to worry about anybody else. You don't want that? Sucks to be you. It's in my house.
See, I like that. Like, I love having the house to myself. And, like, that's how I grew up because it was just me and my dad. And he was always working. So I was just used to having the house to myself and used to quietness. And then when, you move in with someone else, like, I don't have that anymore.
Yeah. I get. But you seem like such a bubbly, open person that I would never guess that you were so used to being by yourself. Like, just like, I can't do it. It's so quiet. Like if I'm not talking, that sounds so bad to like hear out loud. But like when I'm not talking here, it's just like I can hear my clock ticking. And I'm like, that drives me insane. Like I just hear the seconds go by.
Yeah, I get it. Like if you're just used to something, everyone's different. Some people love to be around people. I had a friend when I was younger. He would like every day he wanted to hang out. Like, bro, like just chill at home, play your PlayStation or something like that. Leave me alone. Like I don't want to see your face every day.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's just me. I'm
And I
actually
thought,
not as social as you think I am.
really? I
Yeah.
feel like that's how I feel like if I was dating someone, I'm like, can you just go away? Like, just go away. Like, I'm sick of seeing your face all the time. But then, like, I think like I wouldn't be like that. Like, oh my God, yeah, you're home.
Exactly.
It's so like weird going back and forth, but yeah.
So the one thing I noticed too since the last time we recorded, you got a new hair color. You got the little gray and whitish. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
good. The silver look.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of purple in here too. I don't know if you can kind of
Just a
see it.
tad bit, I could see it.
Yeah. So I was when I came to what did I do? I had went to on a vacation somewhere and I was gonna try to do silver because like with wrestling, you know, like Amber has her red no, what no, Amber has red right now, doesn't she? No. Oh my goodness.
I think she does. I know she like shaved like the sides of her hair, and that's. I
Yeah.
don't think she has any coloring on the top.
I think she might have for a
She
little
used to
bit.
have silver. I remember when she was in NXT.
So I was like, well, they all had those colors, and I was green because I stopped. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of it. I had Ember Moon, or no words. Naomi had green. And when I got on SmackDown with Lacey Evans, I had green in my hair. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this Naomi knockoff." I'm like, "No, I just happen to have green in my hair. Like, I'm not trying to be her." So then Shotzi and Ruby Riott have green, and then Peyton Royce has the purple. So I was like, okay, what color doesn't anyone have? Because I know Santana Garrett has the red. So I was like, okay, I'll go silver. And I went silver, but when we dyed it, it was like a silver blue. Then it turned green, like kind of like an off green. And I was like, okay. So then some parts were still purple. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it.
I mean, it looks great. I think.
Thanks. It's different because sometimes when people stare at me, like when I go out to like restaurants and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, my hair color is different. That's why they're looking at me.
I mean, I think it looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of Storm from X-Men. It gives me those kind of like superhero vibes.
Yes, good.
That's your new gimmick. You're a superhero.
I should be. I should. And just keep changing my hair color.
If
Good.
you were if you were a superhero, what power would you want?
I've been asked that before, and I'm like, I would want like to go back into the past. And I think about that. I'm like, well, if I do that, I could like screw everything up. So I feel like I would want to teleport because I'm I'm not saying I'm always late to things, but like my timing of getting places. Because like I'm like, okay, this is 15 minutes away. I'll leave 15 minutes early. I don't forget. I don't remember stop signs, traffic, stoplights. So I'm always late. So maybe I would just like try to teleport or like be able to mess with time. So like if like I'm late, I can like put time back like 15 minutes.
There was a movie, I forgot, I think it had the dude from Malcolm in the Middle years ago. It was like a Nickelodeon movie where he could like stop time. He had like a special watch and he could like kind of like freeze
Oh
everything.
my gosh, I remember that movie. I don't know what it's called, but I remember that movie.
I think it was like Clock Stoppers or something like that. I just remember when I was younger, I was like,
It's
I
like
would
that.
love to have that.
Yeah, it's like that weird little like, in the back of like I remember the movie, but I don't know the title. It's like a blurry glimpse. But there's a movie and it's called like Click. Have you seen that movie with the
With Adam
remote? And he's like, no,
Sandler?
pause. Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that movie. I've seen it like a billion times. That would be pretty cool
Mm-hmm.
too.
That's what I was like.
I
I would need that.
I would totally do the thing where you like pause the person and kind of like beat them up or something like that and unpause.
Evil.
Hey, like some people deserve it. Like put something in like their food or something like that. That would be me. I don't know if I would
Or
like
like
fart in their face like he did, but I if there's someone I didn't like, they would be in for a nice surprise.
yeah. I would just take people's food. Like if like people had like pizza or something and I wanted it, I would just pause them and take their food.
I would
I'll
pause
make
and then
that
go
work.
to the grocery store and like get a whole bunch of food and then just that would be my shopping. You would never have to pay for anything again.
No. You know how great that'd be?
That would be dope.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. What would you pick for
If I
superhero power?
superhero powers, I would probably, I don't know, the teleporting thing kind of seems pretty appealing. You know, just being able to avoid traffic and stuff like that. You know, I could leave like,
Yeah.
because my job's like 15, 20 minutes away. I could literally leave like 5 minutes before it starts and be there, like, boom. So kind of
Not
like
even.
for the longest time, I would say like invisible, just because you can kind of like be a good spy and stuff like that, and you know you can be undetected when you're trying to like attack the bad guys or whatever like that. But because I don't know if you've seen the movie like Hollow Man, like you know it really only works if you like have nothing on, and like I don't want to do that, like because you can't just make your clothes invisible
Yeah.
too. So I was like, I don't know, I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But yeah,
I just don't. What what if you like have to be naked and like something happens and like all of a sudden your power goes away and just like butt naked?
I
That's
think
so
that happened
embarrassing.
on the Fantastic Four. I think it was the girl Jessica Alba. I think she was the invisible one. I think that happened to her. But
That
yeah,
makes me that
that's something
cringe.
people don't think about with that superpower. Like you got to realize, like unless you have some special like superpower suit that you know goes invisible too, it doesn't really work out like you want.
Right. I mean, I guess like if you think about, superpowers, I guess it's not a superpower, but I would want to be an avatar because they're so huge. I could just like if someone makes me mad, I could just stomp on them. Like no.
Like the those blue alien things.
Yeah, like a legit like 10-foot avatar or however tall they are. They're probably
Oh,
like way
that's
more
right.
than
They
10
are
feet.
really big. I forgot. I haven't seen that movie in so long, but I just remember me and Blue and they did that thing with their tail or whatever.
I Okay, first of all, that's creepy, and it's like like she was like, "Don't look at it; it'll make you go blind." That's creepy, but like I think avatars are so cute. I love them. I want one. I want to put it in a pod, and I want to keep it forever.
But you said they're like 10
Hmm.
feet tall. How are you gonna fit that?
I feel like from my sliding back door to my dining room is about 10 feet.
Okay, there
It'll
you
just sit right in the middle of my apartment. Just gotta climb over every time I want to go to the kitchen.
go. Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
excuse me,
I heard they're supposed to
excuse
make
me.
like a sequel eventually, but I haven't heard anything recently.
Yes, I'm so excited. They're supposed to make one. Avatar 2 is supposed to come out next year.
Oh, next year. Oh wow. I want to see that, but I don't know if I'll go to the movies to see it. It's like one of those things, but I definitely want to see
Yeah.
because I remember loving it when it came out. It was one of those weird movies that I loved, but I didn't really watch a lot. 'Cause I remember it was like really, really long. If it's a
Yeah,
long
it was like
movie,
3 hours or something like that. I wouldn't go to the
yeah.
movie theater either because I don't want to sit in the theater for 3 hours. But I would definitely, like, I guess it depends on how fast it comes on DVD. But like on Netflix and Hulu and all the technology we have now.
Movies come out a lot quicker now than they did when I was younger. Because I remember it took like 9 months or something like that to come out after the theaters. Now it's like 2, 3 months later, it's at the store, and I think that's like great.
Yeah. Well, it's cool, but it's also like people who bought tickets for it. It's like, why did I even buy a $7 ticket if I could get this movie for $3?
Exactly. So I guess
Yeah.
people just like that experience at the movies. I love it, but like you said, it's like it's gonna be a long movie, and I remember I sat through the Lord of the Ring movies when they came out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I remember I had
I
to go to the
agree.
bathroom so bad because I don't like going to the bathroom at a movie theater, like when I'm in the middle of a movie, and I had to go so bad, and the last scene dragged on so long. Like, please end. I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to miss this. That was horrible.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever been. No, I go. I'm like, whatever. If I miss it, I miss it. But I always go and like see like after something good really happens. Cause like, after something really good happens, nothing kind of happens for a little bit. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, bathroom. Or like food. I'm a huge food person. So I have to get all my snacks. And I have like a crap ton, like I have like nachos, popcorn, candy, soda. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah, I love the food there. It's expensive as hell, but it's worth it. Like I always get my pretzels with the cheese, the popcorn, and then my icy, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I
Mine's
try
the
not to go
nachos or the
crazy
hot.
on the icy. I really like milk that throughout the whole movie because that really makes me have to go to the bathroom.
I can't, because once you start drinking it, if you just like zone in and you're like drinking it and you just hold it, it's gonna be gone in no time.
Because it's so good. It is so good.
Yes,
And
I want
it's
one.
yeah, I kind of want one now too. I might like go to 7-Eleven or something like that for one of their Slurpees.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, so I guess we can start with the next question. So I don't think I asked you this the first time around, but what is the most intense like match stipulation that you've ever had? And then what is like an intense match stipulation that you haven't done that you do want to do?
Okay, so I guess so. That wasn't a match. That was just me getting run into a. I guess the most was the no DQ I had with Stormy Renee, because I had got hit with a kendo stick and she busted my kneecap open, and that was it. Yeah, I remember watching a video of it, and this lady she's like, "Oh my God, there's," because she zip tied me to the ring, the pole of the ring, and I couldn't get out because I was zip tied in, and she was like hitting me, and I had welts and bruises everywhere. And I remember I jumped up on the apron and I was like trying to kick the kendo stick out of her hand, and she hit me one good time like on the top of my knee. And this one lady goes, "Oh my God, that was her freaking knee!" And like they had to cut me out of it, and I went through a table. I put it through a trash can lid, and when I hit it with a trash can, I put it through a trash can. I kicked her in the face, like my spinning heel kick, like nailed her in the face. So that was probably the one that I liked the best, because I went to work the next day and I was like I couldn't move my neck, my arms were all bruised up and welted and sore, like my body hurt. I was like bleeding on my knee. It was crazy. But then I would say the one that I haven't had that I really, really, really want to do would be like I guess in the indie scene, it's still cage match, but like if like in WWE, I would want to do like a elimination chamber match. Yeah.
Those matches seem intense in the Elimination Chamber, especially when they actually go through the pod. Like I know that has to hurt. There's no faking that.
Yeah. It's like I remember when they did the tag team titles, when it was like the first one was the Iconics and Naya and Tamina, Bailey and Sasha and Mandy and Sonia. I remember Naya and Tamina had the Iconics and was like slamming them across. I was like, "Oh, I bet you that hurts so bad." I was like, "But I want to do it." That's like that looks so much fun.
I know it's like being a wrestler. I would want to like do that stuff too. Like even though I know it hurts, like I was supposed to say I've been put through a table, like or stuff like that. Like I'm not, I say all the time, like I want to be RKO'd so bad, like just to
Yeah.
say you've
No.
done it.
When
No.
I went through a table. No, like no. I went through it when I went to the table with Stormy. Like someone had asked me how it felt, and I was like, "Cause if you okay, well you can't really see it, but the match is on YouTube." And Yali Sapphire was my ref. And I remember at the end of the match, I had tapped out because she did the Rings of Saturn, but she had my T-shirt, and she like choked me out with my own T-shirt for the storyline that we had, because we had that, I think that was ending our feud of like 8 months that her and I had. And you'll see me like after I tap roll over, and Yali's like talking to me. She's like, "Oh, you okay?" And I literally go, "Oh, that table hurt so bad." And you'll like see me just like lay out. But like I tell people, when you go through a table, it hurts, but it's like a weird type of hurt because like you fall and you hit the table. So it's like this quick second of like you stopping, and then all of a sudden it just like the table breaks and you just smack the ground. And it's like, oh my God, like that is horrible. Like this feels horrible. So anyone that
So
goes through a table, like it hurts.
what kind of tables do they use? Like, do they use like special tables that are for wrestling, or do they just buy a regular table at the store and just put you through it?
I think at XWE they had, it was like really dusty. So I think it's like an old table that was like in storage or something. And they just used that. And like I remember I was practicing like committing, like not committing the fall into the table, but I was like committing on letting go. Cause like that's kind of like a hard thing to like let go, to like know you're going into a table. And they were like, I was like, "Is it gonna break underneath me?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yes, I promise, Cameron, it's gonna break." And when I did it, like, because when I was in the match and we were going back and forth, because we were hitting each other back and forth. I think I had tried to get her over the top to suplex her over, which I was super close to doing that. She just would not let me do it. And she had punched me and my hand slipped. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, here we go. I was like, my hand's slippery, I'm sweating. And then when I tried to pull myself back up, she kicked me like right here in the chest and I let go and I hit the table. And after I was done, like Yali came up to me, the table had broke and it flipped over to the top of my head. And it hit me in the top of my head. And Yali's like, are you okay? And I was like, no. And I like, I just like laid there. I was like, no, I hurt everywhere. This sucks. This sucks so bad.
That reminds me of this. It was one of the Money in the Bank matches. I think it was Randy Orton where the ladder like bounced off of the rope and bounced right back and hit him in the head, right in the noggin.
It's freaking intense. Like I remember, it happened to Bailey at the first ever. Was it no? I think it was the second one. The Money in the Bank match that she won. It had like I think they had it, and I think someone let go of it, and it bounced and landed right on her knee, and you could hear it. And she like rolled out of the ring, and I was like, oh, I bet you that was crappy.
The knee hurts so bad, like when you get hit. I remember several months ago, you know those little like back scratcher things that you have where you like kind of like extend it and there's like a little metal thing and you just like scratch your back and all.
Mm-hmm.
Christy was using one and I had scared her and just by reaction she turned around, whacked me on the knee. I had blankets on, but it hurt like hell. We went to New York the very next day and of course I had to do a lot of walking. I was in so much pain. I was so mad at her. Like, why would you do that to me?
She's like, why would you scare me?
But just like imagine like a ladder or a chair like to the knee. Jesus, like I know that has to hurt. And you said the kendo stick. I know a kendo stick gotta hurt.
Yes, if anyone, like whoever's watching this, if you guys want to see it, it's literally like, and what sucks about that match is there's 2 parts on my YouTube because it got like the match got cut out. So if you watch part 1 at the very end of part 1, that's where you'll hear the kendo stick. Part 2 is the table. But I just remember like she was hitting me and like, you know, like it sounds like I'm laughing, but like it hurts. It's kind of like the thing where like you kind of like have a chuckle because it hurts so bad. But like, it's like, I know it hurts, but I'm laughing because it's like to get the pain out of my head. And when I rolled over, she hit me and she goes, she is hitting me like back and forth. She goes, this is how it feels to get hit by you. And then she said something and she just goes, whack to my knee. And you can hear me like, I like bloody murder scream. And you can like hear the difference in my scream. And I'm like laying there and I tell y'all, I'm like, cut me out. And some like guy came up like with a knife and like cut me out. And I was like, I still have the scar to this day of my knee being busted open. I still have the scar. And I tell her about it. I'm like, you know, by the way, Stormi, like, you busted my knee open. She's like, well, you kicked me in the face. I was like, yeah, okay, true.
So literally, like after we're done this recording, when I'm cooking dinner, I'm gonna watch that match because I was actually gonna ask you, like, is that match on YouTube? So yeah, I'm totally watching that.
The match is on YouTube, and it's I know it's on my YouTube page. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I think it may be on the XWE page, but I don't know which one. But it's definitely on my YouTube page, and it's 2 parts. So the first part, because I kind of jumped her because I'm like the biggest heel there. Because she's such a baby face, and like I did so good, they hated me. My music would hit, instant booze. So that was fun. But if you can watch it, I would definitely say watch it because you're gonna be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. Oh, it looks like that sucks.
I'm gonna put the link to that match in the description on this video too, just so people can see that if anyone's watching that's interested. So yeah.
Yes. And then leave comments.
And leave comments, yes.
Because I'm going to come back and watch and listen. I'm going to go back and watch it. But I'm also going to like look at the comments from this podcast. So if you guys are watching it, leave comments, please. We both want to see it. Tell me how crappy I looked. Or like tell me that sucks and I deserve it. I don't know. Anything. Hate me, love me, whatever.
You're all for it.
I'm all for it. I love being hated. It's kind of fun.
Is it really like having people like boo you and stuff like that, like being a heel? Like I know some people like the fact that you can yell back at the crowd, but at the same time, like if people legit like hate you, because sometimes people just they get into it as a fan and they know you're just portraying the character, but like if they really just don't like you, like is that something that you don't mind or care about?
I think it kind of just depends. I normally don't mind. I've only had one incident of a person, but I think I'll finish that story. there's like this one little boy who didn't like me because I was against Stormi, and he kept shooting a water gun at me. And I was like, little boy, like, I had to like get kind of mean with him. And like I remember taking it and I said, you gotta stop shooting me with your water gun. Like, you've gotta stop. And I gave it back to him, and like he kind of walked off, and I felt bad. But I'm like, stop shooting me with indoors with a water gun. Like, don't do that. But normally when it comes to like my character as a heel, someone has told me, they're like, you're like an Irish person. And I was like, what does that mean? But I guess like what they meant was like, because I will say what I say, fight how I fight you, but then I'll always like take you out for a beer later. Because I'm not a person that like is mean in the ring and I'm mean outside of the ring. It's like I'm myself outside of the ring. So like I'm still a heel, but I'm not gonna be like, I want to take a picture with you. Because like, take a picture with me. Like, let's be friends. But like when the bell rings, like my music hits, I like know, and I'm like, okay, I don't like her. This is what's going on. I'm a heel. So when I go out, it's really fun to be a heel because people obviously boo you. But with me traveling more, I've learned to not do, they call it, what is it, like petty heat, where it's like if you scream back all the time, it's like people are so used to that reaction. Don't give them that. Only do it for certain circumstances. Like I had one match and I didn't acknowledge the crowd at all. And it kind of made them boo me like even louder so I could like react to them. And they was calling me a chicken. So I reacted to like that because Storm was like, chicken. And I was like, okay, like learn something new, super like official. Like, you guys are childish. And I remember this, I don't know, and I really don't know to this day who it was. And there's two instances I have of this. I don't know who it was, but I remember the area it came from, and it was a man. And he's like, you sound just like my wife. And I snapped around. I was like, at least you have good taste in women. And I turned back around. Everyone's like, ooh. And then I had another one where I had my match with Cassandra Golden in Arkansas for a main event. And I don't even know. It was so many people. And I remember someone yelled something. I don't even know what they yelled, but I heard it. And all of a sudden I turned around, I'm like, and then they're like, hearing, and I'm like, who said that? And I really couldn't figure out who it was or where it came from. I just like the general corner area. It came from over there. And if you watch that match, you can see it too. Like I'm stopped and I'm like looking around like, who said that? Which one of you said that? I heard it, but I don't know what you said, but say it to my face.
That kind of reminds me when I went to an MCW event, I was wearing a Keikoa shirt. He was the champion. He still actually is at the time. His opponent, you know when they like come in and do their entrance, they'll get on the turnbuckle and they'll kind of like look around at the crowd. The guy looks directly at me. I'm wearing the Keikoa shirt, and I'm like, he's fucking making eye contact with me. He's like, nice shirt, 4 eyes. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I'm just sitting there minding my business. I'm not mooing you or anything like that. I forgot the guy's name. The fans say he looks like Adam Cole's dad. What is the guy's name? He looks like Adam Cole. He wrestles for MCW.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I'm an Adam Cole fan. So
yeah, you'll say he looks just like him. What else was I about to say? Oh yeah, you mentioned the chicken part because when you said that, it reminded me of. Have you ever seen Back to the Future?
I have.
He hates being called a chicken. Like, that's like the biggest. That's like nobody calls me chicken. I love that movie.
And I think that's kind of like the instant reaction I had to it. Cause like at first, because Stormi was doing it, she's like, chicken. And I was like, okay, whatever. And the crowd started doing it. And I instantly like went back and I was like, don't call me a chicken. Like, it's just like, it's like, that's the smallest thing that like someone could have called you. That's like the least amount of insult, but it just like does something where it's like, I'm not a chicken, don't call me. It's like when you're a child, like, I'm not a chicken, call me a chicken, I'll do it. So, but it was really
funny. Fun. It reminds me of the insult, like when someone says, like, you play baseball like a girl. Like, that's supposed to be like the biggest insult, but it's really just like a little thing. That was like a big insult on the Sandlot. Like, you did not say it to one of those kids. They did not like that.
But it's funny because, like, with me, I'm like, I am a girl, so now what?
And I think it's funny when someone, like, says, like, you run like a girl to a girl. They're like, well, I am a girl.
Yeah, and it's like, now what?
So you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what they say, and it's like, oh, okay, good comeback, proud of you.
Exactly. So one thing I'm really actually excited to talk to you about is TikTok. I know you're really big into TikTok. I've been getting really big into it within, recent months, and I noticed that a lot of wrestlers are starting to get into it. Even like I know WWE has one. I don't know how often or active they are on it, but like it's starting to become a big thing. So how big do you think TikTok will be in the wrestling industry within, in the near future?
I don't know per se because I know the only people that really do TikToks was like Peyton Royce, Lana. I think Naomi does some, but Naomi was a dancer, and like Carmella does them. But like they were dancers, so they weren't really just doing random TikToks. They were doing like the dances. And then I know Mandy and Sonya do them. So I feel like once the boys get on board, I feel like it'll definitely blow up a little bit more because I know our truth he kills it on TikTok. Do you see his TikToks?
I've seen them before, but like I don't watch them regularly.
Oh, he's so funny because he brings back Pretty Ricky and like with like like when he like crosses his eyes and has like those fake teeth, he brings that into his TikToks. So that's really funny to me. But as far as people WWE taking it more, I think they're just on the bandwagon of TikTok because it's reaching out to more I put it. And it's just like reaching out to people who normally aren't wrestling fans. So they're probably like, oh, this is cool. This looks cool. So I feel like that's why they're doing it. But I feel like if TikTok falls off, I feel like WWE won't stay with it.
Yeah, I
That's
just
just
feel like
my opinion.
it's growing so much, and I feel like they can't really ignore it. Because I know at one point they were doing like that mixed tag team thing on Facebook. So I'm wondering if they'll do some kind of like event, like wrestling event on TikTok or something like that one day. Like, because you can stream live on the app, so I'm kind of wondering if not even WWE, like maybe Impact or AEW or even like an indie event will do. Because some indie events do stream on Twitch, so you know.
Yeah. I know Shine and Rise do it on Twitch. And then I know like was it Fight TV? People do it on Fight TV. So I don't know. I didn't think about that either with it being live on TikTok. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
So
Maybe.
it's getting really really freaking big. At one point, I thought it might drop when Trump was trying to get rid of it, but obviously that didn't happen. And it's just like everyone's starting to get it. And
Mm-hmm.
when I remember when I first heard about it, it was like mainly just people like dancing. And I know that's
Mm-hmm.
what you do a lot, and I was like, I'm not into this, like, but like it's so creative and stuff like that. Even if WWE could even just use it as like storylines and stuff like that too,
Right.
kind of like they
Like
use like
just doing
social
promos
media.
or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. I feel like, why not take advantage of, what's getting hot right now?
Yeah. Sorry. Taylor, Avery Taylor just emailed me and it blew up my phone. I'm like listening to you, but I'm like, Jesus. Okay. No, but we're good. Sorry.
Okay. So now, my last and final question I have for you before the hot questions, and yes, everyone, I got hot questions for Cameron. She's the reason why I even thought of hot questions. She brought it up, and now she regrets it.
No, don't say that. He brought it up, guys. He brought it up, and then he said, how do you feel about hot questions? I was like, oh, they make my hands sweat. He's like, great. So I have hot questions for you. I'm like, awesome.
I
So
think
no, don't blame it on me.
no, the first time we recorded, you're like, "Do you do hot questions?" I'm like, "What's a hot question?" And then you explained to me like, "Oh, I was on this podcast and they did hot questions." I was like, "Hmm." And then and I got 10 of them. The reason why I have 10 because I was actually on I guested on a podcast recently, and the guy did like a hot question thing, and he did like 10 of them because you know how like they do 10 count and stuff like that. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
why not do 10 just to make it interesting?
Just to give people more anxiety, sure.
Exactly. So before we get to that, why not the last question? So, what are your three main goals in wrestling that you want to accomplish before your career is done?
So I don't know if this would be possible, but my first goal would still to be able to wrestle Kylie Ray because I know she's not wrestling anymore, and it like breaks my heart, and I like cry because she like deleted all of her social media, and that's one of the people I looked up to in the independent scene. Like I don't think I've ever and like found an indie wrestler that I just was like I want to be just like her. I want to wrestle. I want to sell like her. I want to just have that demeanor like her. And I feel like because she's not wrestling anymore, like it's not saying it's my duty because a lot of people are fans of Kylie Ray. Like, there's a lot of indie wrestlers that resemble Kylie because she's just such a great person. But I feel like right now for me, it's like to keep myself, I have to like make sure I still watch her matches and keep in touch with her, even though she's not really wrestling anymore. So that's one thing, even though it may not be possible, but I could make it possible. Maybe. Anyway. I want to be an Elimination Chamber match or a Royal Rumble match. Like, Wrestlemania, cool. Okay, big moment, pretty lights, pretty outfits. No. Like, yes, but no. I want the Royal Rumble entrance, or I want to Elimination Chamber. I really, really want it. Like, fingers crossed I can get that soon. Like, I'm like praying that, like, yes, the next couple of years I can get that. And I guess just like less injuries as possible. Like, that's that's a weird goal, but I get injured a lot. Like, there are like minor injuries, like concussions or like sprains or things like that. But just like, to do more yoga and stretching for me to not get hurt. Drink lots of water, which is what I need to start doing more. I've been doing it lately because of like the area I'm in, because it's hot. But then I sweat more. And I'm like, do I really want to drink more water? Because now I'm sweating like crazy. But other than that, I guess that's about it. The normal goal that everyone wants to do: be on TV, make a name for yourself, be legendary.
Be legendary. Yeah, I could definitely see that, happening in the future for you. I mean, if you keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully the Kylie Ray thing happens, though, because I was a fan of her. I really liked, when she was in AEW, then when she left there, I was like, oh, man, because I think at that time she was retiring, and then she went to Impact, and then I was like, all right, cool, and then, but, hopefully she, that could happen. I know that, supposedly she had some, issues, and hopefully she gets that all resolved and stuff like that. I totally support her in whatever decision she makes.
Right, because I was thinking, I was like, maybe she's pregnant because, she had just got engaged. And I was like, well, maybe she's pregnant, that's why she stopped wrestling. But then just like the way that but you can't always go with the news of like Kylie Ray disappeared, this and that. Like, you just never know, because she could just be going through some mental stuff or some personal things. But I'm like, hopefully it's a baby, and that's why she left, and then she'll come back after the baby. But I don't want to like wish that on her if she doesn't want a kid right now. But I'm like, come back, like, we love you, come back to wrestling, don't leave us.
I know she had a lot of fans, so people liked her.
She was, I feel like she was like right at the top of her career, because she like got the WWE tryout, and then she went to AEW, and then she went to Impact, and she was like this Shine and Shimmer champion, Rise champ. I don't know what champion she was. I'm sorry, this is really bad for me to be a fan, but I don't really remember what champion she was. I think she was the Shimmer champion, because she won it from Mercedes Martinez, because I was there. That's why I met her. That was a great day, by the way. She probably thought I was crazy, but I was like, because I had met her. She had walked down the stairs, and I was like, hi. And she was like,
it's me.
Yeah, I was like, hi, Kylie.
Were you wrestling at the event, or were you just kind of like a fan in the crowd?
I had went for a seminar for Rise, and she was there, and I had like wore her t-shirt, like a little fangirl that I was, and I ended up getting on the Rise Rumble, and because they had picked like I think like 5 girls from the Rise Rumble, and that's actually where I met AQA. Side note, that's why I met AQA that day, and I met Mercedes Martinez. But Kylie was there to do Rise that night, but we were there that morning for the seminar, and I got picked to be on the pay-per-view for that, which. Don't go back and watch that. I was so nervous and so new. I didn't know what I was doing. But she had walked past me, and I was like, hi. And she's like, hey. And I was like, I just like word vomit. And I was like, she was so nice. And I was like, I just love you. You're so talented. Like, you're my favorite wrestler ever. Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, oh, thank you. Like, I really needed that. Like, that made my day. Thank you so much. And I was like, you're welcome. And I remember she had signed something, and like I had signed right next to her, and I took a picture of it. I still have it to this day. I was like, I signed next to Kylie Ray.
I think I've seen you post that picture with you and her before on one of your social medias. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I've had a friend that's met her, but I don't think she wrestled a lot in my area, so I never really got the opportunity. That's the one thing that kind of stinks, like a lot of wrestlers kind of like stick in, they stay in certain areas, because I obviously understand like traveling, because a lot of indie wrestlers, they don't really get paid to travel. Some do if you're like a big enough of a name, but like it could be a hassle driving and doing all that traveling and stuff like that.
And then it sucks because it's like you want to travel, but then it's like you can't travel with other people because you don't want to bring people who aren't booked. So it's like, okay, but then it's like the people who are booked, they're not in the same area as you. So it's like, do I go out of my way to meet them and drive with them, or do I just take the drive by myself? So it kind of just, it sucks and depends on the situation. Because to me, indie wrestling, it was like, as long as I'm neutral, if I make neutral cash, I'm happy. So
Mm-hmm.
if it costs me $200 to get down somewhere and back food and everything, and I can make $200 of the show, I'm content. I'm not worried about getting extra money because like you can do that with merch or just go for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I was to a certain extent. Because there'd be some shows I would go to and I'm like, okay, I've wrestled for 2 years. I've been on Evolve. I've been on Rise. Like I need a little bit more money. And when I would give people my prices, they're like, "Oh, you're really cheap." I'm like, "What are these girls charging? Like, I just charged you $175, and you're saying I'm
Wow.
cheap?" I'm like, "Am I ripping myself off now? Like, I don't."
Yeah, because I've always wondered like how much, I know it varies, depending on promotion. I was like, oh, I wonder like how much like they pay these, because wrestling. Because I've heard stories $40, I've heard $15. It's just like it's really crazy. Like
I there's when I went to Denver, Colorado, they paid me like 150, 100 to 150. I don't really know the exact number because it was so long ago, but that was, and they also bought me a hotel.
oh
So that was,
wow.
yeah. So I broke about even, but I had to drive. So the only thing to me in my career was the miles on my car. I just got a new, well, that's a lie. I didn't just get a new car, but right before COVID hit, I got a new car. So since COVID hit, I haven't really been driving. So that saved my car. But that's the problem that I was having is I was always the one driving. So it was just the miles on my car and it was killing my car. But I've had promotions that paid me like $10, 15. I worked for free for once, for like a couple times. You go to like Evolve and like you're not on this, like you're not signed by Evolve. So you're like, any opportunity, I'll take it. Like, and they pay you, but it's not obviously like what they're paying their people who are signed.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, in that aspect, he was like, because I had went to that seminar with William Regal, Shayna Baszler, Eddie, and like all those other people, and Robbie Brookside. And I remember having the match for the WWN Live. It was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it was called. It was just like it was like on just a Facebook Live type match where it's just showing people off. And I remember they were like, all right, so can you make it to Michigan next, whatever, Friday? And I was like, I had worked at Chili's and I was like, I'm not coming in to work next Friday. Like I was like, no, I'm not coming in to work. And I was like, yeah, I can make it. Like, all right, so you're gonna wrestle Shotzi. And I was like, I mean, okay. I was like, are you sure? Me? Okay. And I remember getting there and like it was such a blast. But I remember like me talking to Shotzi. I was like, do you know who you are? Like you're Shotzi freaking Blackheart. It was cool. That was cool. And I didn't care about anything else. I was like, don't pay me. I don't care. Like I had to get my own hotel and everything too. But I was like, I don't care. Like how many people can say they've wrestled on Evolve? That was my thing. I was like, I get this opportunity to wrestle on Evolve. They picked me. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Can you give me a hot dog? If you give me a hot dog, I'm completely content.
yeah, Evolve is like it's doing really well. I remember, I think it was Shotzi, the one where she got offered a contract right after her match by Triple H, like in the ring, and I was like,
It
wow,
was
like
really
you
beautiful,
can go
yeah.
somewhere, with Evolve.
hmm They that was actually the match. That was like 2 shows after I wrestled her. And I was like,
Oh
I have one
wow.
of her last indie matches. So like that
Evolve's
was
not far from me. I think it's in what, like PA or Delaware or something like that.
so it's actually not a thing anymore. They sold it to WWE.
But where does Evolve, like, they don't do anything anymore?
No, the
They
whole
just
company
bought it.
was sold to WWE. That's why they hired Austin. That's well, let me not say that's not why they hired Austin Theory in them, but that's the reason why a lot of Evolve kids are with WWE right now, like Shotzi, Brandy Lauren, August Gray, what's his name, Kurt Stallion, Josh Briggs. Who else is it? Austin Theory, Leon Ruff. So like that was like the developmental to NXT is pretty much like what I was telling people was Evolve. But I think because Evolve got sold, that's why WWE have bought all of like not bought. Oh my God, what am I saying? We're not like people that you can just buy, but like gave them contracts
Their
and hired.
contracts, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's crazy that NXT got so big. That they had a developmental, like because that they used to be the developmental, and now like NXT, it's its own thing, and it's I like it more than the actual like Raw and SmackDown most of the time. It's great.
NXT is the only brand that I can watch like the whole 2 to 3 hours and like be like, all right, I'm content. But then like with Raw and SmackDown, I have my matches that I like, have my matches I don't like. So I normally record SmackDown and Raw and just like fast forward through matches. Cause like and I feel like just because it's so long, it's just like there's so many wrestling events that you can watch. It's like I can only watch so much of it, I guess. Like without I guess I can always go back and watch certain matches, but just to watch the whole program, I'm just like fast forward through certain matches and I stop. That's how I am with AEW. Like I'm not, and I hate saying this, I'm not a huge fan of AEW only for the reason because of like WWE is more of like storytelling and AEW to me is more about moves, which I credit everyone that's on AEW and everyone's on WWE, like in Impact and TNA and everything. But to me, I watch the girl matches on AEW because it helps me and it also like helps me learn and like see kind of what all the other girls are doing. But I have a couple people I love on AEW, like Aaron Solo. He's really cool. What's his name? Frankie Kazarian. Is that his name?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I know people when I see them, but I just don't really know their names or anything like that. Like Jurassic Express, like Marco Stunt is my friend.
They're really cool.
I love Marco. He's like the cutest little thing ever to me. Oh God, he's so amazing. So I'm playing with the box.
Yeah, that's like the thing with AEW. I primarily, when I do watch it, I more so watch it just to see like the older guys that I grew up watching doing something different because they're different opportunities. And like I love seeing Dustin Rhodes still like he's like 50 something and he still moves like he's in his 30s. Like it's crazy. I love the women they have there. I just feel like they don't use them enough. I really like Jade. I'm really excited to see what she does because. Jade, yeah, the girl who's kind of like rivaling with Brandy Rhodes, kind of like the tall, muscular, like.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like Jade. I was like, who's that? Okay, I know who you're talking about. Cause you said Brandy, and I was thinking of Red Velvet.
Yeah, Red Velvet's she's actually kind of feuding with Jade right now in replace of Brandy since she's pregnant. But like, I like Red Velvet a lot too. She actually, I had her on the show back in October. She's really nice. She saw my collage in the back. She's like, I'm gonna send you an 8x10 so you can put it up there.
I saw it when we first got on. I was like, oh my God, look at that collage.
It's great. It didn't take me long to do it. I was literally at work one day on my break. I was like, I kind of want to put something in the background. So I didn't know how to do it, but then I looked online and CVS, you could literally download their app on on your phone. Whatever pictures you have on your phone, you just upload it there and it prints out and you just go and get it. So it took
looks
me
nice.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, it took me like maybe like an hour to put together once I had the pictures.
That's not bad at all. I like it.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, I'm never going to change it, though, because I don't want to take down the pictures and stuff like that. But, yeah, it looks great. Every wrestler has been on the show other than Ember Moon and Kaden Carter.
Where's Kaden at? I don't see her.
She is right here.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it.
And technically, she's right here, too, peeking, but you can't really see.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I was like, I can kind of see most of them.
Yeah, I'm a really big Kaden Carter fan. I liked her when she was Lacey Lane.
I like her moveset. It's so unique.
I like the tattoos. Like, you don't see women in WWE with tattoos. So I thought that was, like, really, really cool. I think Mercedes Martinez, I think she has tattoos. But Kaden, like, at the time was, like, the only one who really, like, covered in tattoos. Like, that's really dope.
Yeah, it's her. I think the only people that are covered in tattoos right now is her and Shotzi. Because Ruby Riott has tattoos, but I don't think she's covered. But I know Shotzi like has tattoos on her thighs and then like on her arms. I think she has one on her chest, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But I know she has a lot of tattoos everywhere. So I know those are the two people that I know for a fact has like a ton of tattoos.
And so does Aleister Black. He had that big old demon on his back
I look at him and I'm like, how much did that hurt?
Yeah. Because I had 2 tattoos on my back and it hurt so bad. Like it draws like a nerve pain in my elbow when I was getting it done. I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm gonna get any more. You know, when I was in my early 20s, I was like, let me do this, you know, and now I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
I have one on my rib cage, and I remember getting it. I was like kicking the dude's desk, and I was like, oh, this hurts so bad.
My friend years ago, she got a tattoo on her ribs, and she only got the outline. She didn't actually get the filling. She's like, it hurt too bad. I'm not doing it. I'm not filming it.
No, you gotta if you get tattoos, you gotta commit.
Yeah, I don't think she realized how much it was gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's why I like none of my tattoos have feelings. They're just all outlines, and I pick tattoos that are only outlines for a reason. So it's funny because one of my rib cage, people are always like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "What's?" And I'm like, I always forget I have tattoos. So I'm like, "What's what?" And I'm like, "Oh, because it's like right here."
I
And I'm
forget
like,
too, because
I'm
you
like,
don't
oh,
see them when you're back. I'm like, oh yeah, I do got that.
yeah, no. The only one I see is the one like on my lower stomach, and it's just like a heart, and then it's like it's threaded into my body, and like that's the only one I see. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have a tattoo on my back and on my rib cage. That's right. That's definitely right. Okay. I'm like, by the way, guys.
They're very forgettable sometimes.
And plus, like when I wear my gear, it only shows about like half of it, so
Hmm.
I can't really see it. And then it's funny because people are like, "What's your tattoo?" I'm like, "It's a heart and a cross, and then it has a date, and then it has this name on it." And I'm like, well, because it's for my sister, but my sister's not dead. And when I got it, I didn't think about people asking me if my sister's dead because I got it because it says simply unique because that's what her name means. And then it's a like what's it called? Like sailor things, like a anchor.
Yeah, the anchor thing.
Yeah, so it's a heart that's attached to a cross, and then it goes into an anchor. Then it has her birthday at the bottom. And people are always like, "Is your sister dead?" I'm like, "No, she's not dead." But then like I didn't think about
Yeah,
it, but I just have to do it until she dies. Hopefully she never dies, but
exactly.
whenever that time may be, then I can be like, yes, my sister passed away. But now, no, my sister's alive. I just was stupid to get this tattoo right now, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's something I like didn't think about, but yeah, you have it.
Too late.
Too late. Yep. So you ready for them hot questions?
I
Get them over
guess.
with.
Yeah.
All right,
Like I'm like,
so
oh no.
10 hot questions. The only stipulation is you have to give an answer. You can't say I'm
No.
not picking. They're all pretty simple though. So, first question: Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Michael Jordan.
Drew Brees or Tom Brady?
I, I don't want to see Tom Brady because they just beat the Chiefs. And I'm from Kansas City.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean he's good. They're both good, but people are gonna be so mad at me for saying Tom Brady, even though
I'm
he
not
just.
gonna be mad. I love Tom Brady.
I
Haters gonna
know.
hate, you know.
My Kansas City Chief Nation's not gonna be very happy with me, but I'm gonna say Tom Brady.
Okay, there you go. I actually just before, but I'm gonna ask again just because that was on the Q&A thing on the website. Gummy bears or wrestling?
I don't want. I see. This is how I knew you were gonna do something like this. You're like, you have to give an answer. But I like gummy bears. But I like wrestling. But wrestling doesn't hurt me, or gummy bears don't hurt me. But wrestling doesn't get me fat. um, Gummy bears will always. I'm gonna say gummy bears because they're always gonna be there for me.
Exactly. And they
It's a little
taste
bit more of
delicious.
a commitment that I have with gummy bears.
What's your favorite podcast?
My favorite. Can I pick two?
Sure.
Okay, because I am gonna pick two because I listen to both all the time, and I'm never listening to one more than the other. So, I listen to the Black Culture or Wrestling, Black Wrestlers Culture or something like that. It's called, and then your podcast O Face.
Okay, that was a trick question to make see if you would say O face wrestling.
I
If
do.
you wouldn't have said O face, I would have been like, no,
Delete interview. Delete interview.
delete. You never existed on O face.
No, I watched your podcast because I watched a lot of them because I watched the one you did with Danny B, And I love that one. I was like, oh, she's so cute. I watched the ones with Holodead. So I watch your podcast more than you think I do, okay?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's a lot of people that watch it I never knew really watch. They just don't really like say it all the time. I was like, oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you're so good at posting about it, and you're good at like saying like, oh, they're coming up next week, today, tomorrow it's gonna be posted. So like when I'm in the car or like in the mornings, I'm watching them. Because I remember I had it on my cell phone for Danny B's, and I literally just propped my phone up in the corner and I like laid down. And I was just watching it. And I was like, that's so cool. I watched the one with Red Velvet, so I watched that one. So like, I keep on tabs with your podcast. I just don't watch mine.
Yeah, I'm weird. I don't watch none of mine, none of these, just because I just don't like hearing my voice, and I feel like I'm very awkward at the same time. So it's like, I don't want to do that because I tried doing that at first, like, nah.
I feel like there's some circumstances where you can watch yourself. And I feel like in a podcast, like no.
See, the only thing I might rewatch the part when we do the gummy bears, just for humor reasons, but that's about it.
I may just screen record that and keep it for my pleasure.
That might be like cause you know how like every, like 2 days before I post an episode, I'll do like the little like preview clip. That might be the preview clip of you like suffering from the gummy bear.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna do that to you, but
it's gonna come up at like a year ago, and it's like you're gonna be posting all about this. I'm just gonna like try to like delete it out of my existence.
Throwback Thursday, Camron does a little nitro.
I'm like, no, I didn't. That's not even me. I don't even sound like her.
You can dye your hair and say that's not you. See,
right.
I have green hair. See, that person has silver.
Speaking of that, before we get back to the question, I did that with the Lacey Evans thing because I had colored my hair back black, and they were like, I had posted pictures like, who is this? She saw my tattoos and my voice and my face. I was like, I didn't get that by Lacey Evans. That wasn't me. I don't know who that was.
You. Now, next one. Sasha or Bianca?
I
know that would be a tough one because you gotta love them both.
I do. I think I like them in different ways. I'm trying to figure out like who I like more. Cause I'm gonna say Sasha.
That's fine. She's the GOAT. She's the only thing is like Bianca's the only one who can beat her for the title, and I won't be mad. That's all I can say. I love them both.
Bianca, like her body, her moveset, her story is so great, and like the way she presents herself. But Sasha just has like so much more color and flair to her that it just like it brings you to her a little bit more. And then I've never really heard Bianca on the mic. Like she doesn't really get a lot of mic time.
She doesn't. She's cut some pretty good promos before, but she's not like she doesn't do it consistently.
Yeah. So maybe like in a year or so. But they're up there together. Like they're like this. But Sasha's a little bit. I think it's because she's been in WWE a little bit more, like longer, stuff like that's why I'm like a little bit more like the Sasha side. But I also like Sasha a lot more. Like I've always loved her, but like it reignited that fire when she had that feud with Bayley. I was like, oh yeah, kick her butt.
that match still to this day my favorite match. I could watch it over and over again. It doesn't get old. I actually every now and then I watch like the highlight like clips on YouTube.
Dude, I may have to go back and watch it tonight. I actually might do that. Just watch the what pay-per-view was that? That wasn't
Takeover Brooklyn.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because, like, why not? I got.
It was magical.
Yeah.
NXT or AEW?
NXT.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi. Maybe. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm going with that.
Rock or Austin?
See, okay, about that. I started watching wrestling in 2007, so I came for like Triple H's prime. So I really don't.
You kind of missed that era.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't really know that era, but I watch more Stone Cold Steve Austin matches than I do Rock matches. But I know The Rock is super talented. People love him, and he's really good at what he does. So I had to explain myself of why I'm picking this person. I don't know why. I just went with that. I
No,
don't
you
know why.
good.
But I'm gonna say Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, there you go.
Plus, I just like the hell yeah, and then 316. I'm about it. I like it.
Now, would you rather win the Royal Rumble or main event WrestleMania?
Does that depend on what number I come in at the Royal Rumble?
It could be any number. It could be 1, it could be 30.
Um, You know what? I would rather main event WrestleMania. Honestly, I thought about it. 'Cause I was like, I would love to, win the Royal Rumble. But if I win the Royal Rumble and then lose at Mania, that kind of sucks. Like,
I hate when that happens, but they gotta make it like unpredictable sometimes. Like
right.
that happened to Shinsuke and Asuka, I think the same year.
Yeah.
That's when
But I know
Asuka's
like
streak
there's
ended.
sometimes they do that, and then like the Money in the Bank winner comes out.
Yeah,
So
with
like,
Seth Rollins. That
yeah.
was dope.
So it's like I don't want to lose at WrestleMania. Like I mean, I guess if I lose in like a tag team match, like if I got the pin or like took the pin or something, that'd be okay. But like
Hmm.
as a singles match, and I'm gonna be like because all those promos between Royal Rumble and Mania are so good. Then I feel like whenever they make that person lose, it's like their word means nothing now. So I don't believe anything they say anymore. So no, I'd
Mm,
rather main event WrestleMania, but
okay.
my favorite match I want to be in is still the Royal Rumble because I just want to like have that surprise entrance and be like, I made it.
And see you like run out and all.
I probably trip and fall or something like Titus O'Neil.
Now, final hot question I have for you. Now, you can have either one or the other. You cannot have both. Would you rather have a lifetime supply of gummy bears or be a billionaire? And you cannot buy gummy bears with your billions of dollars. Because I know you were saying, like, oh, well, I can just buy gummy bears. No, you can never eat a gummy bear again if you become a billionaire.
I can never eat them again.
Never. But you're a billionaire. You can you can have
No, but
everything.
I can't eat gummy bears again.
You could eat gummy worms, I
That's not the
guess.
same. They don't taste the same. And for people who are out there that think that, you're wrong. I'm telling you, I'm
I
angry
think
about
they
it.
taste the same. They
Stop.
just feel a little weird.
They feel weird, they taste weird, and you have to like bite it and pull it. No, no, no. Those
I
are
just stick the whole worm in my mouth and eat it. I don't do
ew.
that bite thing. When I was little, I used to do that full thing, but I
I,
don't do it anymore. Because sometimes, like, your slobber kind of splats off when you
oh,
do
yeah.
that. Don't do
And
that
like
when you're eating with, like, sitting with someone.
yeah. Right now it may change because I can always work for money. You know, I can always
Hmm.
get a job
Yeah, you could be a normal person.
with gummy bears and be happy, or I could be a billionaire and be sad and no gummy bears. I would definitely do gummy bears. I'm going gummy bear route. Gummy bear,
Okay.
a billion, gajillion. Think about how you could fill your bathtub with gummy bears. How great does that sound?
That would be very sticky if you, like, actually.
It's just like, think about if you had, like, they have like these 5 pound bags of gummy bears. I'm like, I want it.
I've
Mm,
I've bought in like those big bags of like the gummy sour worms before, but never have actually like gummy bears. I love sour worms, by the way.
I want to do, I may go to like, I don't know, the grocery stores around here, like Publix or something like that. I may go and just no, I can't. I went to the gym today. I will talk about it. I may just have to send you a picture and be like,
I
"Wait,
did it.
do you remember when we were like always tagging each other in gummy bears? I have not had any in so long, and I'm like losing my mind. And I'm gonna go to Quick Trip and get a bag. And I'm
I
like, JT,
I bought a bag not too long ago, but I remember when like the pandemic first got hot, every time I would go to the store and see the gummy bears gone, I would always blame you. I'm like, Cameron must have been here.
and you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. When the pandemic first hit, for the first 3 to 4 months, I was going into Quick Trip like once every 1.5, 2 weeks buying gummy bears. So probably could have been me. That's
They,
why I did. That's why I never denied it. I was like, if we were in
you never denied it, yeah.
it was, we were in the same area. That it got to the point I was eating them so much my teeth were hurting because I was like chewing so much on them.
That happens with me with sour stuff. Like if I eat like a lot of sour Skittles, I'll start getting that like pain in my teeth. I don't
Oh,
like it.
me either. And I think that's why I stopped eating them, and I just never went back to eating them. Cause I started eating hot Funyuns, which is like really bad for
Oh,
my
I love
body.
them. They are so good.
They are, and it's like so. I'm honestly like I had a container in my house of like we put pasta in, but it's like a chip container now. And I'm gonna leave here because it's like it's still hot here, so I'm just gonna like go out to like the neighborhood Walmart and give me a bag of hot Funyuns because I went to the gym today, and why not?
Next time I go to the store and see that, I'm gonna get back now because
You,
it just I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat dinner after this, so I'm like starving right now. So like just
yeah,
anything sounds delicious.
yeah. I'll mail you. They have like. Do you ever have like those big bags, like the ones you get from like Walmart?
I've never seen them in the big bags. I only see like the little like bags at like the gas station.
You're gonna have to send me your address. I'm gonna send you a bag, the big freaking bag of hot Funyuns.
Okay, I'll do
And
that.
you're so happy because I'm gonna get two today. Like when we get off of this call, I'm gonna go get two. I'm gonna mail you one,
Okay,
and you're
I
gonna
won't
be so
argue about that.
me neither.
Say you ready for the main event of the episode?
This
Yes.
kind of
I,
okay. I don't have my milk though, and you have milk.
I mean, if you want to grab it real quick,
Do I need it?
I don't know what your tolerance is, honestly. Do you at least have water?
No, I don't have anything.
You're gonna need something to drink. Okay.
Okay,
If you have to get up and get something, you might as well get milk.
I'm gonna take you with me.
I'm gonna warn you though, when you touch these, make sure you don't touch your face right afterwards because it will burn your face, especially your eyes. So, wash your hands after doing it.
So with that being said, I'm definitely going to get me some milk then because you're saying like, oh, don't touch your face.
Yeah, I saw like a video that people were doing the prank thing where they were mixing it with the gummy bears. So they had two gummy bears, like, oh, look how identical this, and then they ate the other one, like, and they could taste the spiciness rubbing off of the other one.
That's horrible. Like people are so mean. Like that's like if my friend did that to me, I would like we would not be friends anymore. I'd be like, I don't like you. Like
You
don't ever
just told me to do that to my wife,
Okay,
and now
I
you're.
said you did it to me. Your wife is already like you're already married. She can't go anywhere. Like you guys
She
are
can kill me in my sleep.
I'll vouch for that. Just kidding. Okay, so I have my milk.
Okay, so do I, but I have
Okay.
it down there. So.
I'm so nervous.
See, it's best just to do it, get it over with. If you sit there and think about it, it just gives you anxiety. See, one thing too, I noticed when I ate it, it kind of has like the goo inside of it, kind of like a gusher. So I think that's what the hot
Okay.
stuff is.
This package smells like death.
That's a good way to put it. See, it actually had, like you mentioned, it has like a little nitro in its hand.
Yeah.
It's really kind of like hard too. Like it is definitely chewy.
This is mine.
So you ready?
Oh my gosh, if you smell it, guys, you don't, and this is what I hate about video chat because you can't smell it like
Yeah, they do
this.
not know what it smells like unless they've had it.
Oh my god, it's like making my nose burn just by smelling. I'm so scared. My hands are sweating.
See, like I said, just get it over with and let the heat sink in, and then it'll last a few minutes.
A few minutes. Okay.
All right,
It's like jumping off
ready?
the top rope. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's already hot.
Ah, it's so chewy. I'm trying to get it.
It's so hot.
I finished mine.
Did you?
Yep. It's best to chew it and get it done and take and over with.
Oh my god.
And I'm drinking my milk already.
I can't swallow it.
You still have it in your mouth?
Yeah. Oh my god.
If you want to spit it out, you can. I
No,
won't
I'm like,
judge you.
yeah.
That little glass of milk, I got this big old thing. See, actually, the heat's going away for me now.
Oh my god.
But I've been like slowly preparing myself for this moment with like the Death Nut and Ghost Pepper Noodle.
Oh my god.
Yo, you getting more milk? You got almond milk too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works as good as regular milk. I get like the vitamin D, like thick milk. Feeling any better?
I'm crying.
Do you recommend anyone who's watching this to do it?
No. Oh my god, my mouth is on fire.
See, I feel fine now. It's gone.
No.
I feel like my face feels a little warm. See, what if I was like pranking you and I had a regular gummy bear? I like switched it out.
That'd be horrible.
But no, I really ate the little nitro.
It's okay.
No hiccups or anything?
No, my nose.
Sometimes when I eat spicy stuff, I'll start hiccuping a lot.
It still burns.
See, I feel just a very little burn in my mouth, but it's like nothing I can't handle anymore.
There we go. Mine's going away.
See, isn't that like a satisfying feeling when it starts going away? You're like, yes, I don't need to keep chugging. Because I had a really bad experience years ago. Christy bought me ghost pepper wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Didn't tell me they were ghost pepper because she was mad at me. I ate like 3 of them, and we didn't have any milk, so I drank so much water to the point where I threw up because I just had so much water in my stomach. It was horrible.
I need an ice cream.
Bread works too.
I'm gonna eat some bread. You're trying to kill me, dude.
Hey, it could be worse. I could have done actually do the 1 chip challenge. That was horrible.
No. My nose is running.
At least the one good thing too, if you're sick, it cleans out your sinuses.
I'm sick now.
I'm doing that every time I'm sick. I get like a teaspoon of hot sauce, or I'll eat like really spicy buffalo wings. It makes me feel so much better.
How are you okay?
So for the next episode, do you want to do the 1 chip challenge?
No. No.
I remember I sent you that video of that giant gummy bear, right? That had like the ghost pepper. I think that guy made it or something like that, because I don't think you can really buy that anywhere. Did you want me to wrap everything up so you can go heal?
That was horrible.
And the sad thing is that wasn't even as bad as the Death Nut or the 1 chip challenge.
Dude. No. If you know what I'm gonna do, it. This is so bad to me that like, if I ever hate someone, I'm just gonna shove it in their mouth while they're sleeping.
Oh, that is bad. That is mean. Just put it in a bag of, or like a little bowl of gummy bears and say, "Here you go."
No, because I'm pretty sure I don't eat them.
We'll make that their batch.
Yeah, true. Actually, you know what I should do? I should find someone who eats gummy bears like not one by one, and then give them like 3 or 4 of those and make them just eat it all at one time.
Do it.
You tried to kill me.
I've seen a guy who was not only trying to do the 1 chip challenge, he was trying to eat 10 of them. I don't know if I sent you that video before, but the guy was like on the ground and the cradling, and he has like the sink running down his face, like the water and all. I have to send you that video. That was actually hilarious.
I'm glad you told me to get up though and get milk, because if I wouldn't have, I didn't think it was gonna be that hot. Like, it was to the point where like when you're like saliva starts getting around it and it starts like going in your mouth. And it was so hot to me, I literally couldn't chew it. Like, I couldn't swallow it. I was like, I can't swallow this.
I think that's what was getting you the most, is it took you a while to swallow it.
I didn't think it was going to be that hot. Like, because at first it wasn't hot. And then when I broke it open, I'm sorry, my nose is still, like, running. When I broke it open, and I like broke into like 3 or 4 pieces. Like the hotness just like hit my mouth, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks. But I don't quit. And you swallowed yours. I was like, I gotta swallow mine. I gotta swallow it. And I just started chucking the milk down. It went down. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, I knew better since I did it before. I know that you just gotta chew really quick and just get it down. When you let it sit in your mouth and let that, the pepper and all, like, oh, it is horrible.
God. Like I feel like I'm like shaking. But like that was, now I don't trust gummy bears anymore.
I know, it's like, who would have thought a gummy bear would be that hot?
Like who made that? That's
I
my
don't know,
thing.
but when I saw that, because I saw it originally on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
they have spicy gummy bears. I gotta try. Anytime I see anything crazy, like I have to have, and I have like a little trophy like mantle up here of like all the boxes of all the spicy stuff I tried. I'll send you a picture when we're done. But like it's just my way of saying, hey, I did this. A lot of people can't do it. I had the death nut, the toe of Satan. You don't want to do that.
The
It is
toe of
a
Satan.
it is a lollipop. And it is hot. And I've seen people make the mistake of trying to chew it, and then the lollipop or whatever will get like stuck in their teeth. When you eat something like, yeah, it's burning. I'm like,
Oh
see, I took a few licks of that, and I was like, no,
yeah.
because it's one of those candies that's really like sticky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I
I'm
can't
actually
do this.
surprised that gummy bears weren't that sticky, because sometimes gummy bears get really sticky. And that what was it? I'm gonna save that box. I'm forever saving that box now. I just went through hell and back for
That's
you.
what I did. It's like a proud moment just having it, just saying. If someone says, "Hey, what is that?" Like that, little nitro, hottest gummy bear. I did that.
And
It is
I'm gonna
not
be
in that
like,
box.
dude, and if anyone says it's not that hot, I'm like, bet. I know someone who can get you one.
I will
Oh,
send it to them.
my stomach, I feel like my stomach's hurting. Like I feel like I'm just like in pain.
Trust me, you'll feel it later.
Oh, great, thank you.
See, that's the worst thing too is like getting those stomach cramps and after eating something spicy. It's like you
That's
regret
what
it
I
so
had.
bad. I
And it
had
came
the
so fast. I'm already like feeling those stomach cramps. I'm like, ugh.
yeah. I don't think you are like your tolerance is like where mine's at because like
I
I feel
don't.
a little bit, but
My mouth is fine now. Like I'm good. My mouth. Like I just ate some like hot Funyuns, but like my stomach now is like, what did you just put in your body? It doesn't hurt really bad, but it's totally not comfortable.
what's the hottest thing you've eaten before? Like, have you ever done anything like intense?
I did I did like it was like a challenge like when I was like 7 or 8, so it was like super before all this like extra hot stuff happened. But it was like buy a fresh jalapeno, leave it in your mouth for 10 seconds. I did that, and then
I've had
I
some raw jalapenos before. They can be really hot.
yeah, especially if you get the right ones, like the big juicy ones.
Yeah, because that's the weird thing is like I've had jalapenos that aren't really that bad, and then I've had some that just really like kicked my ass. I was like, how are they so different? I get like you said, I guess it just depends on like the juiciness and how many seeds they have and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I did that when I was like 7, 8, and then I was just like I've always eaten like hot foods, like hot Funyuns, hot Cheetos. But oh my Lord, that's the hottest thing I've ever put in my mouth, experienced in my life. And I can promise you I will never do that again.
That's what a
Like,
lot of people say. Like, well, I brought the Death Nuts into work and I gave it to my manager because he likes that stuff too. He's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm never doing it again.
yeah. Like you said, like after a couple minutes, you're fine. Like I'm fine now. But like as far as wanting to experience that feeling again,
No.
you can get me out of it.
Yeah,
I
the thrill of doing it is the exciting part, but then actually doing it, you're like, shit, what did I do? What is
Yeah,
going on in
it's
my
too
stomach?
late. It's already like festering. I can't
But
even imagine what I look like just now eating that. Like
your eyes were closed and I couldn't tell what you were doing.
I was like trying to fight through the burn. God, that was like I'm glad no one else is here to experience that with me. Jeez.
I mean, hopefully a lot of people watch this episode and at least see that.
At least see the back. I just if you guys say it wasn't that hot, you better get you one and send a video then, and send me a video of you not almost crying. My eyes were watering, my
Because they
nose stuffy.
They tell you to do it on the packaging. I think if you use like a specific hashtag and you put the video on there, they might like share it or something like that.
No, that's not worth the shit. That's worth you giving me money.
I think the one chip challenge, I think they actually like if you do it, and I think you have to meet some kind of requirements, they'll send you like more for free or something like that. I was like, why would I want it more?
Right. No.
I would get more and just put them in like a bag of Doritos and just say, hey, and people do that too all the time on like YouTube and all, like they'll prank their spouse and just put them, and you'll see their reaction when they get the one. They're like, what the fuck, you know?
See, this is why I don't want to get married. I don't trust people. I don't trust y'all. Because someone may do that to me, I'm gonna have to fight. Like I'm going to rub my fingers across your face and make your face burn while I'm suffering over here. Just kidding. I would never do that, but
You never
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you when you really start thinking about it, it actually might be kind of funny.
No, yeah, I do think I'm like that would be funny. Like if it wasn't to me though, if it was someone else did it. But like those spicy roulette Doritos, like they're not spicy, but like they have a spicy nachos and normal nacho cheese Doritos. They have those, but those aren't spicy. But my goodness, that that gummy bear is like one of those like my parents are from the South that they would say this is gonna clean your system out.
It does. It does. It will. So.
Gonna clean your system. Oh my god, I feel better. I feel way better now.
Don't you feel kind of like that, like awake, like kind of like energized?
Yeah, I go for a mile.
Yeah, because like when I like to stay up late on Friday nights, and sometimes I'll get these like they're called like haunted like chips or something like that. It's like basically like an energy drink. I eat them when I'm up late playing games, and I'll feel like really energized. Like okay, I can stay up for another hour or two.
Mhm. And then you end up crashing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Sounds about right.
But
Okay.
so I think this concludes our episode. That was fun. That was the first time I've ever done anything like that. I want to do more stuff like that, but I don't know how many people will be down to do stuff. Like I'm not gonna ask some random wrestler who I'm having for the first time. By the way, you want to try this? You
I
know,
mean, I guess you could.
I could if it's a wrestler I know, like if they like advertise like they like spicy stuff, you know, or something like that, I
Mhm.
might pitch the idea, but I think I'd feel more comfortable doing that with someone who I've had on the show before, to
Right.
they don't get
Right.
they don't get pissed off. Like I guessed it on this show and they freaking had me do this.
I mean, I guess that's not fair then to me because I didn't tell you like spice up. I told you I like gummy bears.
You did. You could have said no though. You could have said no. It's not like I said, "Hey, this gummy bear. It's not spicy at all. Just try." You know, I told you it was hot.
I like to
I
try.
sent you the video of that guy doing it.
Yeah, I like to try new things. So that was an
Yeah,
experience. But
I love
I
trying new things.
promise you, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I don't think I wasn't gonna do it again, but then when I thought of like something to do with this episode, I was like, she likes gummy bears. Why not do it one more time?
Yeah.
And I did, and my stomach is actually feeling it right now.
Is it mine?
It has like a pain.
So I'm glad it's not just me. My
Yeah,
pain went away. It just more feels like a cramp now. Like
yeah,
it
that's what
felt,
I feel like, a cramp, kind of uncomfortable feeling.
yeah,
Luckily, I
like you
got
ate too
Pepto.
much.
And I'm actually, I don't know if you ever seen that mac and cheese, like the hot flaming Cheetos mac and cheese that they
I heard
have.
it's
I'm
disgusting.
cooking that for dinner right after this, so
I heard it's nasty. So
I
please,
love it. I
do
get it
you?
all the time. Yeah,
Okay. It could just be preference. I never got it, but I may try it. Well, I'm going to Walmart, so I may just go
that's where they
get it.
got it at Walmart. So yeah, get a
Yeah.
box. I think it's like $1.50.
Okay.
Yeah, so why not try it?
I was gonna make stuffed peppers when I got off the phone now, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want to put a pepper in my body now. I just like, I
I
just,
love stuffed peppers. They're so good.
oh my
Put
God,
some
they're
melted
amazing.
cheese on that. Mm.
Onions and all the spaghetti sauce in it. Oh my goodness, it's
So
gonna
I
be
don't do
so
the
good.
onions on it, but I'll do the spaghetti sauce and stuff like that. I don't really like onions that much.
I do it for like the flavors. I do like diced onions and I just mix it in with the meat.
So when I go to McDonald's, I always get my burgers plain. I don't like the little diced onions they put on it.
Mm,
They put it like in a big clump too. They just kind of on.
yeah, put it on it. See, I'm like
Yeah.
that too though. I won't eat it on burgers, but I'll eat it like mixed in with ground beef.
I could do like red onions in like a salad, and that's about it. I hate
Okay,
when
so
people put onions on pizza. It's like ew. I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't like that.
not so I'm like feeling the aftermath of that gummy bear, I just like don't want to throw it back up because if I throw it back up, it's gonna burn that way.
Yeah, don't do the recording.
I'm like, I'm suing.
That would be the funniest thing ever, though.
I'd be like, can we end this interview? I need to clean off my laptop.
I would have to edit that out, but I would so I could create like a gag reel or something like that.
Right,
I'll
or
create
like
a Patreon to get Patreon exclusive watch
Camron. Oh my god, that'd be horrible. I'm like, no, please no.
But for the sake of both of our stomachs and not like vomiting on the show, I guess we could wrap this up. Anything? Did you want to let the listeners know where to find you on social media?
Yes, so my social media stayed the same as all the other 2 times. Nothing's really changed. I still don't know how to work Twitter. Still am not on Twitter. Instagram is still linked to Twitter. So my Instagram is Camron_Brene. And then my Facebook is just Camron Brene. I do have 2 Facebooks. There is one that's personal, which it will say personal page. And then I have an athlete page. So you guys would have to add my athlete page. My personal page is only for friends and family. So I want to make that clear as well. So yeah.
I will have the links to all those profiles below in the description. Also, make sure you give us a sub on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I know how to use all of them.
No, right. He's good at it. Trust me. I need to take lessons from him.
And thank you all for listening, and thank you so much, Camron. This was fun. Like I said, I've never done it, and I'm glad I got to do something interesting on the show.
I'm glad you got to almost kill me, so I appreciate it.
No problem at all. Thank you all for tuning in.
Bye.